It's that time of year again when we count down your top 50 games of the year. And the best of the best duke it out for the golden filter. Will an old friend ride the win to the top spot? Or will some fighters with soul edge out the competition? You're about to find out right now on Filter. Diane Mizota. Welcome to Filter, a hand-picked top 10 video game countdown is voted on by you, the viewer, at G4TV.com. 2003 was a great year for gamers. From role-playing games to first-person shooters and Grand Theft Auto clones, there was something for everyone. Let's kick things off with a look back at some highlights from the world of gaming in '03.
2003 was a really good year for gaming. There wasn't a big Grand Theft Auto type title this year, but there were a lot of really strong titles, so across the board it was a really solid year.
This year we've had tons of racing games like Need for Speed Underground, Our Racing Evolution, Project Gotham 2. That's one of the biggest trends that I've seen this year. It seems that racing games are kind of coming to life.
Sales on mature-rated games have been very high. The market is definitely growing up, and you're seeing a move away from the slew of mascot titles that we've seen in the past. 5 years ago, everything was Mario and cute little Sonic the Hedgehog. While these games are still popular nowadays, mature games are overtaking them.
Violence is in, and you need an excuse to shoot people, so let's give a really good story.
There are some big trends in 2003. All the consoles are getting online, except for the GameCube. A little behind the curve there, but Xbox Live is really strong.
The power of the headset, it's just awesome. You know, you play 16-player versus combat in Crimson Skies, and you talk to everybody on your headset.
The Game Boy Advance SP really rejuvenated the handheld market. Nintendo has owned that market, and the GBA SP just really cemented their place at the top.
The PlayStation 2 is far ahead as the most popular console on the planet, but Microsoft is really doing an amazing job catching up. I mean, the Xbox has been selling in droves thanks to online play. GameCube's still lagging in third, but the recent price drops have really given it a boost.
The coolest new peripheral is probably Sony's iToy.
iToy is a camera that plugs into the PlayStation 2 where you interact with the game via gestural movements.
It's the perfect, actually, game/peripheral. You have a house party and you want to have people who have never played games. You put on the iToy and they see themselves in front of that TV.
And there's no barrier to entry. I mean, some people just aren't dexterous with a controller, but this is something everyone can understand. Games like this, I think, bring back to the essence what's fun about games.
Yes, 2003 was a good year to be a gamer, but now it's time to sort out which ones were the best of the best. Envelope, please. Thank you. As you've just seen, there were plenty of top-notch titles in 2003, but we're only concerned with your top 50. Cracking the countdown is a formidable challenge, and so is making a good game based on a movie license. Somehow, Shiny Entertainment managed to do both, with Enter the Matrix at number 50.
Enter the Matrix was a gargantuan production with tons of footage from the movie, input and script from the Wachowski brothers.
A revolutionary game, the fact that it tied the movie elements together and came out in conjunction with the Matrix Reloaded, and the fact that some of the movie was told inside the game.
I cannot tell you what is going to happen.
If you're like a Matrix fan, it's pretty cool because like you basically get to do like a lot of nifty Matrix type moves in the bullet time.
The graphics was totally awesome. How they did those bullet scenes.
What made it a great game was the bullet time. That it improved on what Max Payne did. It was a great bullet time. Like you could just see the bullets just whizzing by you with effects. That was pretty good.
I'm the Alpha of your Omega.
While Neo and the kids of the Matrix are trapped in a virtual reality, the rest of us willingly put ourselves into a virtual world of a different sort. Star Wars Galaxies and Empire Divided sucked you in at number 49. Those of you who prefer frantic action to online role-playing gave Time Crisis 3 the spot at number 48. Speaking of frantic, Niantic, WarioWare Inc. redefines the word with its 3-second games and takes number 47.
WarioWare was probably the most novel game of 2003. It wasn't just one thing, it was like dozens and dozens of really simple mini-games. It was put together so well, and it just had a really big charm about it, and it was definitely the most unique title this year.
If it were up to me, WarioWare Inc. would be way higher on this list. That game is one of the most fun, addictive, brilliant, unique games I've played this year. I couldn't put it down. It's so much fun. It's so unique. It's got so much personality.
It's kind of like my game, easy in, easy out. It's just like, it's so mental, it's just like, wow, and blowing your mind. And, you can imagine just the designers thinking about this stuff in game design sessions. It's like, any idea is a good idea. Just throw it out there. The picking nose one, that's just brilliant.
Wario may have a few mini-games that will challenge your mind, but Dante's World will challenge your reflexes. Shooting in at 46 is Devil May Cry 2. It's more sequel madness as Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution fights its way in at number 45. Master Chief makes his way to the PC with Halo at number 44. Homer Simpson meet Tommy Vercetti. The Simpsons Hit and Run pulls in at number 43. But trouncing all of them is a furry alien and his little robot friend. That's right, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando blast into number 42.
Ratchet and Clank is probably the best platform game this year.
Ratchet and Clank is one of my favorites. It's a really fun hop and bop adventure that takes things to an entirely different level than prior games in the genre like Super Mario Sunshine did.
They've added lots of new moves, 30 new weapons, 20 new worlds, and it kind of takes the classic Mario gameplay but adds lots of guns and shooting and sniping and strafing.
How do you fit so many weapons into one game, and so balanced so perfectly, and gameplay so solid, and the world's so solid, and the graphics are so nice, and overall just a really, really highly well-produced, highly executed game.
Dev team managed to pump up the visuals, pump up the style, make the game deeper and more interesting and still accessible.
Okay, Clank may be versatile, but can he do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds? The tricked out hot rods of Electronic Arts' Need for Speed Underground race in at number 41. Taking a cue from games like Gran Turismo, you can upgrade and modify your car with everything from nitrous injectors to pimpin' rims.
If you're talking about really high impact, really slick looking, fast racing games, it really doesn't get better than Need for Speed. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous game, and it was just really beautiful, really fast, and had a good challenge there for hardcore gamers.
When I played that game, I was like, wow, this is real speed in real 3D, and you feel it sitting on your couch. You can lean back as you're pressing the button.
Need for Speed Underground was one of the first games to really nail that underground racing, Fast and Furious feel.
That's a great game. I just love that game. The effects in that game were beautiful. The blur, just the pavement, how the water just deflected everything off of it was beautiful. Just beautiful.
It was one of those games that just came in and just from the first moment you saw it, you knew it was going to be cool.
So the question is, what color should your 300 horsepower 98 Dodge Neon be? Quicksilver or Imperial Jade? Coming up next, how far will a zombie-killing U.S. Army Ranger climb the charts? Will a dark cloud overtake the streets of L.A.? And what about the rest of this year's Filter winners? That's all coming up when Filter returns.